Alright, I'm going to start from scratch with a brand new project. I'm going to create some custom buttons and make a menu system. First of all, I'm going to create scenes. It's going to have a menu, and then we're going to do scene 1, scene 2, and scene 3. Alright. So wherever, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to draw a simple button. Just going to make it a rectangle. Alright. Oops. Alright, so that's for scene 1. And for each of these buttons, you're going to want to highlight everything, right click, convert to symbol. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to call this 1 underscore button. And it's very important that you make sure you have the button type selected here. And just click OK. And then go ahead and do that again for each of the buttons. Here's one for 2. Oops. All right. And then we're going to highlight everything and convert to symbol. And this one, 2 underscore button. Make sure it's a button. Click OK. One last time. Do 3, kind of a different shape. And this will be 3. Okay, then highlight both of these. Right click, convert to symbol, make this 3 underscore button. Make sure button is selected as the type, click OK. So now we have all 3 buttons that we need to go to each of our 3 scenes. So we're going to go ahead and give them instance names. Go to properties, and an instance name, just give it a name. Here I'm going to give it menu button underscore 1. That's my instance name there, and then you have to do that for each of the buttons. So here's 2, so this is menu button underscore 2, and this one here is menu button underscore 3. Now that we have instance names, we can add some actions. We're going to create a new layer. Call it actions. Actions. And then we're going to open up the actions panel. The first thing we're going to want to do, because it's a menu slide, is call the stop function. And this is just going to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere without the user's input. Next, we need to add an event listener to each of our button instances. This just means that it's going to make each of the buttons clickable. So we have menu button underscore 1 dot add event listener. We have menu button underscore 2 dot add event listener. And we have menu button 3 dot add event listener. Okay, and then each of these event listeners need two different things. The first thing for all of them is mouse event dot click, and then you can just copy and paste that into each of the other ones. The second thing is the name of the function to run when you actually click it. So for this one, we're going to do go to scene 1. This one will be go to scene 2, and the third one will be go to scene 3. At this point, it does absolutely nothing. We can save it and run it. And you'll notice that our buttons are flashy and very, very broken. So we need to actually write these functions so that the buttons know what to do when you click them. So to define a function, we can just type function and then the name of the function. So go to scene 1 is our first function. And then we will have a function go to scene 2. And then function go to scene 3. And each of these is actually going to take the same thing in each of the parentheses. It's going to take E colon mouse event. Oh, man. Inside each of the functions, we're going to call the go to and play function, which means we're going to go to each scene and start playing it. We need to specify which frame we want to start at in each scene, which is the first frame.